Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. This is Angela Palmer, and today I'm here for my live, and I hope you can see me and hear me. This is attempt number 2. The first one, I don't know what happened with my camera, but it disappeared and there was issues with sound. So if you have been able to join, come back and join me, or you're watching the recording, welcome. I hope that it's working this time. So thank you for joining me today. Today, what I'm going to share about is two-tone cardstock. So have you heard of this before? Are you familiar with it? So I'm going to share what it's like, why we have it, and then some examples, creations using it. So if you're wondering what two-tone cardstock is, stamping, I've been introducing it over the last year, and now we've got a lot more colors, kind of like a full color range. So let me explain about it. I see someone has joined us. Excellent. Welcome. Yay. Thanks, Beverly, for joining me from Dunedin. Oh, you've got sunny afternoon. It is pouring with rain here. Can you just let me know that you can hear me okay? This is attempt number 2 because the first attempt didn't work. We had camera and sound issues. So can you just give me a thumbs up or comment that all good if you can hear and see me? So today we are going to be talking, or I'm going to be talking and sharing about two-tone cardstock. So you may be wondering what this is. And I'm going to let you know. All right, Linda, thanks for joining us. Great, you can hear me too. So two-tone cardstock comes in a 12 by 12 size, and it's actually white paper that is printed in color on each side. One is dark, one is light. So let me just show you what that is like, and then you can kind of get an idea. So let me, now that my other camera is working, let's switch over to here. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly. You can see some of my mess there. We're going to come down a little bit. All right, here we go. Whoops, we don't want to be on an angle. Okay. So, move those things aside. Here is some two-tone cardstock. So I don't know if you can kind of see, but it is a 12 by 12. Okay, so they're square. And like I said, it's white cardstock. Or it's white, and then it has been dyed with colors on the sides. So if you have a look, this is Darling Duckling, and these are the two tones. So one side is dark, the other side is light. So if I kind of do it like that, can you see that contrast in color? But the core of it is white. So you'll see here, this is Secret C, the dark side, the light side. If I turn it over, you'll see that contrast as well. Here we've got Timid Tiger, so I'm showing you the in colors. Can you see the difference? I've got 2 sheets here, so you can see the contrast of the dark and the light. Strawberry Slush, definitely a contrast there between the dark and the light. And then Secret C, not Secret C, what's this? This is Cloud Cover, a dark and a light. So one of the advantages of this cardstock is you've got like 2 colors in one. So it's a particular color, but you've got a dark shade and a light shade. So that's really cool. And there's different ways that you can use it. And it isn't as thick as normal cardstock. So you probably can't tell without sort of being here or feeling it. But this one here is normal cardstock. This is two-tone, so it is not quite as thick. It's not quite so suitable for card bases because it is a little bit more floppy. I don't know if you can tell. This is cardstock. But if you're layering up, it's great. Now, with our cardstock, it is dyed all the way through. So if you cut it or rip it or whatever, you'll see the color all the way through. With two-tone cardstock, if you rip it, you will see white. So here's, for example, is a piece of Strawberry Slush. And if I rip it, can you see that white in the middle? Okay, so there's the 2 different colors, but it's white on the inside. Whereas our cardstock, do I have a scrap piece of cardstock? This is cardstock. If I rip that, see how it's dyed all the way through. So that's kind of different. So the cardstock, A4 cardstock, is obviously like it's thicker quality and it's dyed all the way through. Two-tone cardstock is thinner and it's white on the inside, which is great because you can use it in different ways. So there's a couple of things. So I'm going to make a card using it, and then I'll show you some other ways that we can use it as well. So today I'm going to use, so we've used before the pretty florals. I'm not using the stamps, but I am going to use the dies. So some of the dies cut out these particular shapes and things, which this is what they're all like. I need to get my magnetic sheets, you know, so they cut out the different shapes and things. But I'm going to use the ones that you can just die cut and use. So this is basically what I'm going to make, and you'll see, whoops, I need that shortly. I've used cloud cover, I've used dark here, and then light there. So that's the same sheet, but a different kind of color. Just going to zoom in a little bit so you get to see things a bit bigger. So bringing my camera down a little bit. Hopefully you will get to see that better. All right, just tightening it all up so it doesn't wobble. Yeah, so this is two colors, and then the strawberry slush, I've got the dark color and the light color, and I've cut it out with these dies. So I've pre-done that to save time, but I'll show you what I have done. So this is this time in Timid Tiger. So when you put that through as one piece, it cuts out three individually. So that's the lighter color. And then I've got these pieces, which are here, and they are in, have I done this right? Yes, I have. Phew. Darker color. And there's one more, except I've got to put them on the right ones. I just had it before it started, and because they're little, I've probably moved something on top of it. I always lose something. Anyway, we'll come back. And then I've just used normal cardstock for the green because I don't necessarily want the two tones. So let me show you what else I've used to make this card. So I've used the corrugated something embossing folder. So the thing to bear in mind when you do this, because when it goes through, it's really bunching up the cardstock. So you want to make your cardstock a little bit wider than you usually would, because if I made it the size I want it finished, it's going to be smaller because it's, you know, sort of bunching up. So just bear that in mind. Make it wider. Lengthwise, it's fine. It's just condensing the cardstock. The other thing I've used is these texture notes dies, which we've used quite a bit before. I've used kind of this, not that one, this one, that middle shaped one, and then the middle one for my sentiment. I've pre-done that as well. But you just got to make sure that when you cut it out, because of the pattern, you want to make sure that your paper is on the light side, because that's the side that's going to show, because you can see the difference with the dark if you want the contrast. Or you could do it the other way around, light and then dark. So I hope that makes sense. So if you hadn't seen it before, this textured dies goes with the, what does it go with? It goes with the Texture Notes stamp set, which I'm not sure if I have on hand. Okay, so let's put this together, and hopefully my other little orange bit will turn up. Otherwise, I'll have to add it later. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this card slightly different. So this was just one layer. I thought it might be quite nice to actually put it on some white and frame it, and then put that on a secret C background, because that's quite stunning. I think I need to get more of the secret C, because I seem to use that a lot and use that quite a bit for the card base. Now I need to make sure which side I'm going to use. So I want these contrasting. So that's my dark, this is my light. Can you see the two different? So I'm going to put my adhesive on the back of this one, and I'm going to adhere it to a slightly bigger piece of basic white. And that is just like 3 mil smaller, just so it kind of frames around the edge. Except it looks a little bit wonky. Let's adjust it. And then we're going to put that onto our card front. All right. There we go. So like that. Then this is going to go here. I'm going to put these on now. So I want to leave a bit of space for my sentiment. And I'm going to put this down so I know where to put these. So this one, if you can see, is a little bit narrower because this flower is a little bit narrow. I just want a little bit on. Now I wonder if I've got my take your pick tool. I don't. I usually I've got this one, but that's a different end. I like to use my take your pick tool. I do. No, it's got a different end on it. I've got 3 of them and I've got the wrong one with me. I like to use the putty end to pick it up and stick it down because it can be a little bit more. But anyway, we'll just have to do it with my fingers. So we're going to glue that on like that. Now I had these lying around just before the live, working out my placement. And now one has disappeared. I'm going to check the floor in a second. I'm just looking around the table. So just imagine we have 3 of these. Is it stuck to me in my clothes? No. So is this going to fit on this one or this one? Oh, where's my sample? So that's the big one. So I think, it's hard to say. They're both much of a muchness. I think, does that fit on there? Yeah, I think that fits quite well on there. So let's just dab a glue. You do not want too much because we don't want it kind of poking out. So what I will do is I won't stick the green onto that one just yet, and I'll add it in later. Okay, so we're going to put this here. I'm going to use a little bit of glue, but I'm not going to do the higher bits just yet. So about there, because I want to tuck the flowers underneath. So we're going to start with our big one, the one where we've got one, and basically we're going to stick that down like so. I'm not going to use dimensionals because I'd have to somehow dimensionalize that. So let's just pretend, and we can add it later, that there's a darker layer there. I think we'll put this one over here, so I'm going to tuck it under. So this time I'm going to put some glue here. And they do overlap a little bit, that's okay. And I'm going to lift that up, do a very little, that could be too much. Actually going to wipe it with my finger, just ever so slightly, then I can put it under like that. And my last flower, which I've put here, we're going to put underneath like that. So what I might do is do that and just put a little bit, oops, I'm going to wipe it again, so it's just enough to be sticky. And let's angle it to the side a little bit. How much? Oh, that one was behind. Okay, we can do it like so. A little bit intricate. We'll get there. Okay, so later on I'll add my orange piece to there. So you can see I have used 2-tone cardstock. So it's one sheet, but I have got the contrast of color. So that's a big thing with the paper, is the contrast of color. So I've got the lighter side up the top and then the contrast with the darker there. Okay, so next I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals, possibly, and then do our greeting and things. So let's put, I'm using up, do you do this? Do you use up all the edges? Oh, I need to, do I have a oh, we don't have scissors, so we're just going to use up all the bits and one bit in the middle. Now I can use this end of my take your pick tool to pull all those off like so, and put that down, and you can see the contrast of color. Is that straight? Angle it slightly. There we go. So the main purpose of this card is we've got our contrast of color. So one of the things that Stampin' Up! Is very important to Stampin' Up! Is its color coordination. So if you have, a timid tiger ink pad, it's going to be the same kind of orange as the paper, the cardstock, the ribbon, it all coordinates. And now with 2-tone, we've got just a slight darker, lighter variation, which is very cool. So then we need to stamp our little sentiment. So because I've used cloud cover, I'm going to use that in the background. So I've got my little ink spot with that on. I'm actually just going to stamp it somewhere else and make sure that it stamps okay, because I forgot to check. Oh yeah, if it was, how clean it was. All right, so I'm doing a little thank you card here and putting it on here. Thanks, great. And we're going to put that down because it's hanging, look, dimensionals, because it's hanging over the edge. I'm just going to put one right on that end. Sorry, dropping ink pads. So we need it on this end, like so, and then some glue here. I just didn't really want it kind of square or down there. I sort of wanted it off to the side, just makes it a little bit more interesting. And then I've got my linen thread, which I'm kind of adding to it as well. Scissors. This could be interesting. Yes, my scissors are here after all that. Okay, so this is how I do my... Oh, I don't have a glue dot with me to stick it on with. Okay, we'll make one. So we go... let's start again. So I have it at the bottom, and I wind up and around, but this time I finish at the top. Okay, then I kind of squeeze it together, except it's untied itself, and I twist this around. So let me show you again. Start at the bottom, go around, and then finish at the top. Bunch it all together, and then we're basically going to tie it in the middle. This is when you want 3 hands. So sometimes I use a glue dot and I glue it to the table to hold it for me. There we go. So then we would use a glue dot to put that on like so. And then we're going to add some embellishments. So we're using some of the in color ones. So I'm going to use the cloud cover just to kind of, whoops, didn't come up, to coordinate that. There we go. So I'm using lots of the in colors. There we go. How is that? So the difference between these two is obviously the flower, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger. So let me know which one you like. And then the background. So this is just one layer on the white card base, and then this one here is on the with a white matting and then on a secret C. So let me know which one you think you like more. All right, lots of you joining today. Thank you for joining me. I see Beverly, Linda, Elizabeth. I think I saw Jocelyn before, maybe others. Cool. So thank you for joining me. Appreciate that. So now I'm going to show you some more things to do with the two-tone cardstock. So if you haven't used it before, it's a great addition to just the normal cardstock as well. And it comes in the color range that we have. So let me just show you in the catalog, and then I'll show you some creations with it. So if you have a look in this annual catalog, or you can look online, at page 77, you'll see here the two-tone cardstock. So you'll see here how it is two-sided. So one is dark, one is light, but the same color. It's versatile. It's 12 by 12, so it's good for both scrapbooking and card making. And like I said, it's got that white core. So remember when I ripped that piece in half, you could see the white inside. So you'll see here we've got a nice big range of the colors that come in the two-tone, so it can work with colors that you've already got. The ones with the little, it might be a little bit small for you to see, but the ones with the ends next to it mean that they were new in this particular catalog. We brought some out last year, but some of them have just come out when this catalog came out. Now you might think, this is nice, but I don't want a pack of 12 sheets of 12 by 12 of one color. That's too much. So there's good news. There are some kind of scrapbooking sort of sets, and what they do is they create a mixed pack. So you can get a variety of colors. So it's designed to coordinate with this particular paper, but you can use it, for cards or scrapbooking or whatever. So for example, in this one, we've got Timid Tiger, which is what I use. We've got Darling Duckling in color, Granny Apple Green, Summer Splash, Secret Sea, and Petunia Pop. So you've got 3 of the new in colours in that one. And so you get 2 sheets of each, and it's $25.25. But because it's on sale at the moment until tomorrow, there is a special. So you can save 20%, then it'll be cheaper, and you get 2 colours of each. If you're wanting more reds and things, we've got this is Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green. So that does it overlap? Yeah, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, and Pool Party. But some other colours this time, plus the Granny Apple Green. This one here is going with the Celebrate Together suite. We've got some different colours. This time we've got Strawberry Slush, like I used on my first card. Darling, Daffodil Delight, so a different yellow. Pool Party, Cloud Cover, so I was using that. Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. So it's a great way of getting a variety of colours. If you're wanting more dark and neutral colours, we've got this one, which is the Weekend Adventures one, and it's got Cajun Crage, Old Olive, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, Early Espresso, and Basic Beige. So they're kind of designed to coordinate with the designer series paper, with the scrapbooking sets, but of course you can use them any way you want. So go online and check out, because there may be other mixed packs as well. So that's a great way of getting, you've got 2 sheets of each, and then you've got a variety to go with what you're doing. Now, I'll show you a couple of scrapbooking pages. So they're 12 by 12, so they're a good base for a scrapbooking page. So you can see there's a darker, lighter, and I've used the darker one on this. And this is kind of like, you can't really see it on here, it's a double spread. So they are kind of the bases for the scrapbooking page. That was the Be Mine one, and then this is another one that you can get online. And this is used the Pretty Peacock, and there's a dark and light kind of size for that as well. So they can be like the scrapbooking bases, but then you can obviously cut them up as well. So you can use them for scrapbooking and card making. So let me show you some other things that I've made. I'm going to check and see what comments and things. Miriam said it's a great addition to the range. Yeah, Strawberry Slush. I know, that's a great color, particularly, that contrast looks so cool. It gives you more options with your cards. Linda likes the Timid Tiger one, so that's cool. All right, so I mentioned to you before about tearing it and how it's got the white core. So here is a card I made using Timid Tiger and Cloud Cover. And this one I have torn. So you can see that white. So can you see that? And I've used the lighter I've only used one color because the way I ripped it. So that's the dark and that's the light. So you'll see that I've used the light side of that one. But being able to tear it, then you get that white kind of look. So that's a cool way of doing it. Some other ways of using it. You can emboss it. So this one is the Darling Duckling, and I've gone for a lighter color, and you can see it contrasted against the designer series paper, which is a bit darker. Now, something you can do, and I know some of you may struggle with this idea, that's okay, you don't have to, but you can actually scrunch it up. So here is a piece that I have. Basically, you just scrunch it up like this. Now, I did actually stamp on this one first. I was trying to decide, and then it kind of gives you that sort of texture as well. So you can emboss it, or you can add texture like that. Okay. And you can leave it, or you can actually sand it as well. This is my sanding thingy here. I thought I brought it over, but I'll show you one that I've done. So this is one I did. So I've scrunched it up, and that white coming through is the white of the paper. So you'll see here we've got the darker, and then that's the other side with the lighter. So I know that'll appeal to some, but not others. So, up to you what you like to do or don't like to do. But, some different ways of using it. So basically you've got the contrast of the two sides. a dark and a light. You can rip it. Where's my ripped piece gone? You can rip it and then you get that white showing through. You can emboss it. You can kind of sand it a bit. You've got that contrast in color. For this one here, you know, I've stamped the background that's got the ripping on it. So there's lots of different ways, and there's possibly others as well, of using two-tone cardstock. So I hope that gives you some idea. Now, the thing to remember is, at the moment, like I said, there is a sale. Where is my... Here we go. 20% off until tomorrow. It's just a 3-day sale, so it started yesterday. If you're on my mailing list, you would have got the information. But only until tomorrow, you can get 20% off two-tone cardstock. So you can choose any of the colors that you like, if there's particular colors you like. And I can't remember what page it was on. Where is it? Somewhere. Actually, I think it's... I'm not... is this it? Here we go, I think. Here, page 77 is the different color range. Or you can go for the packs where you get 47, I think it started. Where is it? You get a variety of colors in one pack. I took my little mark. Here we go. No, it is... Okay, if in doubt, look in the index in the back, page 67. Let's start with that. Oh, it's more in the middle. Here we go. You can get these mixed packs, and then you've got 2 of each and a variety of colors. So why not choose 1 or 2 sets of colors that you like, and then you've got two-tone cardstock to try. So there you go. I hope you like that. Any questions? Oh, thank you, Jane. She likes the cards. Wonderful. So this is what Stampin' Up are doing at the moment, 20% off all two-tone cardstock, individual packs of 12, or, and remember it's a 12 by 12, or the multicolor packs. And one last reminder, I haven't shared a lot of this on my Facebook and things, but if you're on my newsletter, you would have got this too. My solid stamping class. So tips on using, well, not tips, but 6 different techniques on using things like solid stamps like this one here, in different ways, and how to best use your stamps and all that kind of thing using a variety of products. But of course you can use, you know, solid stamps that you've got. So the early bird price has ended. Sorry, missed out on that. We will be closing the class up on Saturday. So if you've got a day or 2 left to purchase that, if you're interested, $37, you get 6, or even more than 6 videos, 1 per technique, plus other things about preparing your stamps and other tips and things too, plus the cards we make and other examples that you can look at and share, you know, ideas that we share with you. So check that out. I will put up the link soon. It was up there earlier, but I had to restart the live, so I will add the information shortly. So if you're interested in two-tone cardstock, you can create an account, place an order, or if you need help placing an order, I can do that for you. Just let me know. Or if you're interested in the solid stamping class, check that out. I'll share the details soon. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your patience. I know there was a few technical issues at the beginning. Like I say, it was all up and working, and then of course the minute I go live, I lose a camera and I had to restart. So these are some of the cards I've made today using different techniques of the two-tone cardstock. I really like it, and I hope you have some fun with that. Oh, Miriam says that the solid stamping class is worthwhile. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's good to know. Sometimes it's, you know, hard to know what something is like, but hearing from someone is great. So thank you for sharing that. And if you've got questions about it, you're not sure if you want to get it or not, then contact me and I can let you know some more about it. But there's different techniques, different ways you can use your stamps. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of a technique called the kissing technique, where you're using 2 stamps together. Some tips on how to do that, some shadow stamping. Lots of cool techniques. Often we just make a card and we go to the same way of doing it, but this will give you some fresh ideas to make your cards more interesting and appealing. All right, let's come back to me. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here, whether you're watching the recording or the live. Thank you. And reach out to me if you're not on my mailing list. Please sign up. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. You'll get notification of other videos and things when they come. So thank you. If I can help, please let me know. Thanks so much. Bye. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.